We're joined today by Cyndee Woolley. She's the author of Building Brand You, and she's a consultant in public relations, marketing, and community outreach strategies. She's become a leader in the communications industry with more than a decade of working with corporations, small businesses, and nonprofit organizations in a series of campaigns that get noticed and generate great results. Cyndee, thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I think when we look at Building Brand You, the one question that comes to mind immediately is, when is the best time to start building Brand You?
Oh, absolutely. The best time to build your personal brand is before you need it. It's straight out of college, when you're entering that workforce, and you need to develop those relationships and develop those connections with people who can help bring your career along. It'll set you up for a successful future because you won't have to work as hard looking for the right opportunities. The right opportunities will start to find you.
People who look at the book may, in the immediate sense, think that it's something that really should be focused on marketing and public relations professionals. But when I read the book, I felt it had such a wide application. Was that your intent when you wrote the book?
Yes, yeah, it was. Over the past few years, I've been approached by professionals from entry level to experienced to executives across a wide variety of industries and trades. And they've all come to me and they've asked, so how do I build my LinkedIn profile so that people notice me? Or how do I get noticed in the workforce? Or how do I focus where I'm going so that I can get there quickly and effectively and I don't have to work as hard? And so as I started developing these strategies with them, it really became apparent that all of the communication strategies that I was using for my corporate clients would really apply to any individual, any professional who was looking to get ahead. And so I took those core concepts of setting your goals and getting a clear vision of where you want to go and putting that direction in your life so that any professional can use this. Now, when you're coming out of college or when you're in your career, it doesn't matter if you're an accountant who's working in a CPA firm. You still need to get noticed so that you can advance your career. And it doesn't matter if you're a construction professional or a project manager or a software executive. You need to get noticed so that you can get ahead.
Brand You is an idea. I think in this particular time in business, we're faced with probably the widest generational span that you could see in the workplace. Older workers, they're fully aware of branding from the sense of a corporate brand, but I don't know that a personal brand may be something that translates as easily. The youngest generation coming into the workforce, I think they have their feet better entrenched in it. What do you recommend for that young member of the workforce who is looking to build his or her personal brand?
Oh yes, walking into the workforce as a member of Generation Y, the millennial generation, you're coming into such a diverse population of baby boomers and Generation X and this middle generation that isn't really defined between Generation X and Generation Y. They've got such different influences and different perceptions of where they're going and how they're going to get there and what they should be expecting from you as a Generation Y, a member of Generation Y coming into the workforce. So you as a young professional need to have that clear vision, but have those communication skills so that when you enter the workforce, you understand, I'm not just speaking to my friends, and I'm not speaking to like-minded individuals. I need to make myself relevant and interesting to my future employer who's got such different influences and different perceptions and different realities and different expectations of who I should be. So I need to make sure that my message resonates with them so that I can get the job and show them and demonstrate my value to the company.
I've found over the years that many of the authors with whom I've had the opportunity to speak, their work is so much informed by their life experiences. And when you think back to the period where you were leaving school and entering the workforce, are there aspects of building brand you that you think, I wish I had known that then when I was making those first forays into the world?
Yeah, absolutely. I was a young professional, and I had a few years' experience in the hospitality industry. But as soon as I got out of college, I was hired by a resort, and I was in the group sales department of about 20 individuals. And I got in there, and I was an administrative assistant. I was starting from scratch, and I was really good at what I did. And my direct supervisors loved me, and the department head loved me. They knew, okay, if you need something done, give it to Cyndee, because she can get the proposal out and she'll put the extra effort in. And I was so good at putting my nose to the computer and just getting the job done. But outside those walls, people didn't really know who I was. And it came to light one time when our corporate VP of marketing came to visit the sales department from the other coast. And the first time he came, I was very impressed. Okay, here's the VP of marketing. I shake his hand, and he walks by, and he introduces himself to someone. And he introduces himself to me. And then he goes to the next person, and he gives him this great big hug. He just wraps his arm. Oh, this is so great. I know your sales numbers. I know your volumes. And let's go have a glass of wine after this, and so forth. And I was just like, wow, okay. So he noticed me that time. Well, the next month, he came back, and he walked up, and he shook his hand, and he introduced himself to me again. And I was just like, wait a minute. You don't know who I am? We just met. We just met a month ago. And I'm a really great employee. Can't you see what I do? How I'm helping your sales department? And it was just an eye-opening experience of, wait a minute, you don't know who I am. And I had an opportunity at that point to get mad and get bitter or learn from the lesson. And I chose to learn from it. So I looked at the people that he was hugging. I looked at the people who he noticed. And I started watching and saying, all right, what are they doing? What are they doing differently? And how can I be like that? So I didn't even know what a personal brand was at the time. That was so long ago. But that really shaped my future, and it helped me put perspective on how to advance my career.
He may not have remembered you then, but if he reads Building Brand, you will be. Cyndee Woolley, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.